Breaking new information tonight about a deadly police shooting in Newport News. An officer shot and killed a woman early Saturday morning.
Yeah, the police chief just finished a news conference within the last 30 minutes. Sarah Hammond was there. She joins us live with an update from the chief.
Yeah, that's right. Newport News Police Chief Steve Drew identified the woman as 38-year-old Monet Bonaparte. He said everything began when Bonaparte asked for a ride from Portsmouth to the peninsula early Saturday morning. A friend picked her up with another person in the car. Drew said at some point Bonaparte became agitated and held the driver at gunpoint while telling him where to go, occasionally hitting him with the gun. He said she grabbed the steering wheel, and that's when the car hit multiple other cars on 16th Street and Jeb's Place in Newport News. Drew says Bonaparte got out of the car and ran, smashing in windows on her way. Drew says half a dozen people called 911 to report gunshots in the Stewart Gardens area. And when police showed up, they heard a shot themselves, found Bonaparte with a gun, and used shields to protect themselves. Drew says Bonaparte called 911 herself and was making threats to officers and herself. Drew says she sounds erratic on the call. That's when the officer who fired the shot moved to get a better view.
A better direct line of sight to Miss Bonaparte. And in fact, that officer is one that was telling the others, she's put the gun down, she's picked it back up. She's put the gun down, she's picked it back up. And you hear the officers again continuing to talk. At that point, Miss Bonaparte, according to the officer, points her firearm in his direction, and then he fired.
Now, Drew says officers immediately went over to help, and she was taken to the hospital. Bonaparte ultimately died from her injuries. Drew could not say how many shots were fired by the officer, but he says he thinks the officers did the best they could with the situation they were presented.
But when you have an individual that has already fired rounds off, that officers hear a round fired, and their actions force us into a situation, you got to remember, those officers didn't know what they were walking into, and they've certainly got the calls that they've heard. They hear the rounds when they get there, and now they're having a conversation. And it would be my hope that Miss Bonaparte would have put that firearm down.
Now, Drew says the officer who fired the shots is on administrative leave until the investigation is complete. Live in Newport News, Sarah Hammond, 13 News Now.
And Chief Drew also says the gun she had was stolen from Portsmouth in 2023. It's unclear how Bonaparte got the gun.